Greetings to all my tech heads out there in the KevTechify nation, and if you're new here, welcome. In this episode, we're going to look at cryptology. We'll be discussing making and breaking secret codes, cryptanalysis, cryptology terminology, and finally, different encryption methods. This episode is part of my series on network security for the Cisco Certified Network Associate, or CCNA for short. I'm Kevin here at KevTechify. Let's get this adventure started. Cryptology is the science of making and breaking secret codes. Here in this diagram, you can see cryptology combines two separate disciplines. The first is cryptography or cryptography. And that, once again, this is the development and use of codes. And then cryptography combines with cryptanalysis, which is the breaking of those codes. So over here, you're making them. Over here with cryptanalysis, you are breaking the code. There is a symbolic relationship between the two disciplines because each makes the other one stronger. National security organizations employ practitioners of both disciplines and put them to work against each other to develop codes and break other codes. Cryptanalysis is often used by governments in military and diplomatic surveillance, one military looking at another, a government spying on another government. We also see cryptanalysis being used by enterprises to test their security procedures. We also see that malicious hackers use cryptanalysis to probably find a weakness and exploit that. Cryptanalysts are individuals who perform cryptanalysis to crack secret codes. While cryptanalysis is often linked to mischievous purposes, so the media typically portrays that cryptanalysis, breaking of the code, is done for a mischievous purpose, it's often a necessity. There is an ironic fact of cryptography. It is that it's impossible to prove that any algorithm is secure. It's impossible to prove that any algorithm is secure. It can only be proven that it's not vulnerable to known cryptanalytic attacks. So it can only be proven that it's not vulnerable to known attacks. The unknown attacks, though, are what is going to break the code, break the security on a lot of your devices, are zero-day attacks. Therefore, there is a need for mathematicians, scholars, and security forensic experts to keep trying to break encryption methods to find out which are the most secure methods. In the world of communications and networking, authentication, integrity, and data confidentiality are implemented in many ways using various protocols and algorithms. The choice of a protocol and algorithm based on the level of security required to meet the goals of the network security policy. Here we have a table with some common cryptographic hashes, protocols, and algorithms. Over here we have, for our integrity, we have MD5, which is considered legacy. Now, what the real world meaning of legacy is it's not considered secure anymore. People have found ways to break that MD5 and do it fairly quickly. So that's why they consider it a legacy. Some devices only support MD5. That's why it's there. It's for your legacy devices. But if at all possible, never use that. What you should use instead is the SHA algorithm. For authenticity, once again, we have the HMAC MD5, which is legacy. Don't use it unless you have to. What you should use is the HMAC SHA 256 and RSA and DSA. For confidentiality, we have triple DES here, which once again here is considered legacy. Only use it if you have to, not considered secure anymore. What you should use for confidentiality is AES. It was my pleasure to provide you with this wonderful episode on cryptology. If you like this episode and got value out of it, and of course, depending upon what platform you're using, please click that like button, give a 5-star rating, leave a comment. This all helps me bring you more great content. Please take a minute to subscribe to my channel. All my socials and contact information are on my website, KevTechify.com. There you can find out how to get all these episodes in video and podcast form. In the upper right is my playlist for my series on network security for the CCNA. In the bottom right is one of my favorite videos that I picked out just for you. Thank you so much for watching this episode of my series on network security for the CCNA. Once again, I'm Kevin. This here is KevTechify. I'll see you next time for another great adventure.